Jefferson County Court at Law number 2.
That's not a bad, but Judge.
Go ahead. Use the
No,
pen.
it's not a pen. Have a seat.
Oh, okay. Ow.
All right, Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is now in session. The court is in session in 2 cases. First case is cause number 334150. Next case is cause number 334152. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Dwayne Anthony Butler. Mr. Butler is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Butler, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Butler, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I shall.
Mr. Butler, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Butler?
Fine.
That's good. Now, Mr. Butler, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Joel Vasquez. Attorney Vasquez, how are you doing?
Good, Your Honor. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Vasquez. Do you waive a record in Mr. Butler's cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Butler, in cause number 334150, I have before me a document that has been filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office.
Yes, sir.
This document is titled Information. In this information, it alleges that on or about December 21st of 2022, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of criminal trespassing. Mr. Butler, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes.
And to this charge, Mr. Butler, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, Mr. Butler, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Butler, I also have before me a document that was printed off the tablet that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. It is also labeled as State's Exhibit number 1. Let's see if you recognize this document. This was on the computer tablet.
Yes.
And on page 2 of this same document, Mr. Butler, there are a set of initials DB that are on a line next to a box that's checked nola contendere, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes.
On page 3 of this same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Mr. Butler, did you also sign this document?
Yes, I did.
The next document that I have before me, Mr. Butler, is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, I do.
And at the bottom of this document, above the line that is titled Defendant, there's a signature. Is this your signature?
Yes, it is.
And at the top of this document, there are 2 boxes that are checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And Mr. Butler, did you also sign a document out there on paper that is titled Discovery Certification?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Butler, before you signed each one of these documents that I've just mentioned to you, did your attorney, Mr. Vasquez, go over these documents with you? Mr. Butler, did your attorney, Mr. Vasquez, go over these documents with you before you signed these documents and initial these documents?
Yes.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Butler, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, I am.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, would you like to offer State's Exhibit number 1 and State's Exhibit number 2, the probable cause affidavit, which is in the court's file?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
No objection, Your Honor.
No objection. State's Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Vasquez, you have advised and counseled Mr. Butler. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Butler, your attorney, Mr. Vasquez, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, I am.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, he has.
Mr. Butler, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State,
Yes.
do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
Your Honor, in exchange for the defendant's plea of no contest. in this
No
case-
contest.
Okay, just Mr. Butler, the state is talking. Just hold on. State,
In exchange for the defendant's plea of no contest, in this case, the state is recommending
Go
confinement
ahead and sign. Okay.
county jail for a period of 30 days, Your Honor. We're asking that the defendant be given credit for the 30 days he has already received in jail. He has already spent in jail, making this a time-served plea agreement, Your Honor. And in conjunction with this plea, the state is moving to dismiss case number M-334-152-0.
okay.
Okay.
Mr. Butler, the state is offering that you serve 30 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail because you've already served 30 days in Jefferson County Jail. Therefore, you will be given credit for the time that you have already served. The court cost in this case is $327, but you will not be required to pay the $327 court cost because the time that you have spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court cost will be taxed and retired. In addition, the state will be dismissing the companion case, cause number 334-152 or M-334-152. Mr. Butler, do you understand the state's offer? Mr. Butler, do you understand the
Yes.
state's offer?
I do.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
I do.
And do you accept the state's offer?
I do.
Mr. Butler, I'll follow the plea bargain agreements that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Butler, this will conclude your cases. If you do not have anything else holding you in jail today, you should be getting out of jail today. Mr.
Thank
Butler, you're welcome. Mr. Butler, please knock on that door, follow the bailiff, and you have a blessed day.
Okay. Do I have to fill out anything? Okay. Thank you. This is mine. Thank you.
Joseph Williams,
What do you need?
Joseph Williams.
Williams.
I'm done, sir.
I'm doing fine. Now, Mr. This is cause number M-334-046. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Joseph Joy Lee Williams. Mr. Williams, is that your full name?
Yes, sir. Joseph Lee Williams is my full name.
All right, Mr. Williams, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Williams, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Williams, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Williams?
Pretty good, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Williams, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Joel Vasquez. Attorney Vasquez, you waive a record in Mr. Williams' case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Williams, I have before me a document that was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. This document is titled Information. In this information, it alleges that on or about November 15th of 2022, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of burglary of a vehicle. Mr. Williams, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Correct.
And to this charge, Mr. Williams, how do you plead? Not guilty, guilty, or no contest?
No contest?
No contest?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Williams, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
No, sir.
Mr. Williams, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments on this computer tablet. Mr. Williams, do you recognize this document?
Yes, I do.
On page 2 of this same document, there are a set of initials JW that are placed on the line next to a box that's titled Nola Contingent, which means no contest. Mr. Williams, are these your initials on this document?
Yes, they are, Your Honor.
And did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
On the third page of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
On the next document that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, yes, sir, Your Honor.
And is this your signature above the line that's titled Defendant?
Correct. Yes, it is.
There are two boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargaining case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Williams, did you sign a document out there on paper that is titled Discovery Certification?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
And now, Mr. Williams, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I've just mentioned to you, did your attorney, Mr. Vasquez, go over these documents with you?
Yes, he did.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, I did.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, they are.
State, I have before me State's Exhibits 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment, and State's Exhibit number 2, the probable cause affidavit, which is in the court file. State, would you like to offer State's Exhibits 1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor. They don't take-
No. No objection, Your Honor.
No objection. State's Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Vasquez, you advising counsel, Mr. Williams, is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Williams, your attorney, Mr. Vasquez, is advising counsel you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Has he provided fully effective and competent legal representation?
Yes, he has.
And just for the record, Mr. Williams, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, I am.
State, I have before me, let's see. Now, State, do we have a plea bargain agreement in this case?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
Your Honor, in exchange for defendant's plea of no contest in this case, the state is recommending confinement for 60 days in Jefferson County Jail. We're asking that the defendant be given credit for the 60 days he has already been in jail, making this a time served plea agreement, Your Honor. And actually, we're asking that the court use that time served to both tax and retire the court costs.
Okay, first, the court is going to accept Mr. Williams' plea of no contest. The court will find that he is mentally competent to stand trial. The court will also find that his pleas and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. The court will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find Mr. Williams guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Mr. Williams, the state is offering that you serve 60 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail on this case because you've already served 60 days in Jefferson County Jail. Therefore, you'll be given credit for the time that you've already served in jail. The court cost in this case, Mr. Williams, is $327, but you will not be required to pay the $327 court cost because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court cost will be taxed and retired.
Thank you, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Williams, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, I do.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
More than fair.
And do you accept the state's offer?
I accept, Your Honor.
Mr. Williams, court is going to follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state now. If you do not have anything else holding you in jail, you should be getting out of jail today. This will conclude your case. You're free to go.
All right, thank you.
Follow the bailiff and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Carterson Lowe,
Who?
Carterson Lowe. Court is in session in cause number 334030 case, well, cause number M334030 case of style of state of Texas versus Carterson Jamal Lowe. Mr. Lowe is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Lowe, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Lowe, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lowe, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Lowe?
I'm fine.
That's good. Now, Mr. Lowe, you're represented in your case by Attorney Joel Vasquez. Attorney Vasquez, do you waive a record in Mr. Lowe's case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Lowe, I have before me a document that is titled Information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that on or about November 11 of 2022, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of criminal trespassing. Mr. Lowe, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Lowe, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
No contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Yes.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, let me repeat that again. You understand when I say you're pleading no contest? Basically, when you plead no contest, you're telling the court that you're not fighting or contesting the charges. Do you understand that? Mr. Lowe, I need a response from you, not your attorney. I need to see if you understand what you are pleading. Now, let me explain this to you, Mr. Lowe. You could enter a plea of not guilty. If you enter a plea of not guilty, you're telling the court that you did not commit the offense that you've been charged with. Or you can enter a plea of guilty. If you enter a plea of guilty, you're telling the court that you committed the offense that you have been charged with. Or you can enter a plea of no contest. If you enter a plea of no contest, you're telling the court that you are not fighting or you are not contesting the charges. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now how do you plead? Not guilty, guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
All right. And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Lowe, I also have before me a document that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishments. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And on page 2 of the same document, there are a set of initials on the line that is titled Nola Contendere. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
And on the next page of the same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
The next document that I have is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that is titled defendant? Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes that are checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Lowe, did you sign a document out there on paper that is titled Discovery Certification?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Lowe, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I have just mentioned to you, did your attorney, Mr. Vasquez, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything that Mr. Vasquez went over?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lowe, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me States Exhibits 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment, and States Exhibit 2, the probable cause affidavit. State, would you like to offer States Exhibits 1 and 2?
Your Honor, could we have a brief recess? I just need to speak with Mr. Vasquez briefly about this,
Okay,
defendant.
okay, hold on a minute. Mr.
I'll call him on his.
Mr. Vasquez, the prosecutor is going to be calling you, going to be in recess.